start over. Okay, first of all, thank you very much for accepting our request to interview. So we will have three questions for ASEAN Secretary General. So the first one is, the party and state of Vietnam have identified science and technology innovation and digital transformation as strategic breakthroughs in the new era. So how do you assess this objective of Vietnam in the context of ASEAN's overall development?
I think this is top priorities now for ASEAN and of course for the world. So the fact Vietnam state party and government have been able to identify science, technology, innovation as well as AI as a top priorities, I think this is Vietnam's very far-sighted, very strategic and visionary, because this has been the journey that we're pursuing now for ASEAN as well. In fact, we're looking at ASEAN 2045, our shared future, in which of course Vietnam has been actively participating in the crafting and drafting of this document. So it's good to see that Vietnam has placed top priorities in these areas. The success of Vietnam will be a major contribution to ASEAN as well. So I think this is something that His Excellency Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh outlined in his keynote address this morning. I think we listened very carefully, and we were inspired by his clear direction, strategic direction. Yes. So I think for us, it's very important for ASEAN. This is something that we had to pursue and we had to support fully. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So the second question is, in your view, what should ASEAN member states do to narrow the digital divide, thereby jointly developing a unified and dynamic regional digital economy?
Yes. Well, right now there are two things that are happening right now. One, under Vietnam's leadership this year, as the chair of the ASEAN Digital Ministers meeting, because we are convening now, called the 6th ADGMIN, we're finalizing. In fact, we will adopt at the meeting in Hanoi the ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2030. So that's very important to have a blueprint to guide all member states in pursuing this important agenda of ASEAN. Second, of course, that we are now pursuing the ASEAN Digital Economy and Trade Agreement, which ASEAN launched the negotiations back in September 2023, and we expected to conclude this DEFA agreement within this year. So I think this is the two very important initiatives that are already progressing very well. But in addition to that, beside the collective efforts of ASEAN, each ASEAN member state, like Vietnam, for example, pursuing proactively in this area. But of course, certainly, I understand that Vietnam is launching this very important strategy to get every citizen on board with the digitalization. I think it's quite important for us. What we need to do is to increase and strengthen capacity building, particularly the digital skills for our ASEAN citizens, because we don't want to be left behind. And it's important to bring everyone on board. And so capacity building, we have to get schools and university on board. Of course, also the other stakeholders, including the micro, small and medium enterprises, which constitute 97% of the ASEAN economy. So we need to get them on board to make sure that they support this journey of ASEAN. At the same time, I would say that all stakeholders, besides of course the government institutions, private sector, but all stakeholders So we have to put the emphasis on capacity building, training, education, as well as research and innovation.
Yeah, yes. So capacity building should be the focus of
Yes.
Digital divide.
Yes.
To narrow the digital divide. So, okay.
That's right. To narrow the digital divide, we have to really focus on digital literacy.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that's we have to involve all institutions involved.
Okay, thank you very much. So the final questions. What are your expectations for Vietnam in its role as a chair of the 6 ADG meetings? What are your expectations toward Vietnam's chairmanship of ADGMIN?
Well, I think the theme for this year under Vietnam's chairmanship, moving from connectivity to connected intelligence. So AI is about intelligence now. We talk about intelligence government, intelligence economy, intelligence society. So I think the theme is very highly relevant. And this year, the fact that the meeting here in Hanoi is the first ministerial meeting of ASEAN to take place at the beginning of the year. I think it's very, very important to set a tone of direction that digitalization is really is a matter of priority for ASEAN. And of course, beside the ministers are here, but Vietnam, I understand, has invited dialogue partners, other external partners in international organizations, because I think it's good to engage with all the key players, those in the government, but also the private sector. I understand that there have been a number of private sectors here, particularly those from the companies, but also the business advisory councils as well, including US ABC, for example, to engage. So I think this is a very important engagement. For us, we see that Vietnam's already placed a top priority on mobilizing all the stakeholders to support what is the priorities of ASEAN, and that is getting the ASEAN Master Plan, ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2030 adopted, and focus on the one hand, maintain the momentum of this work. At the same time, focus on implementation of the master plan. So moving from policy, from ideas, but to the actual implementation.
Yeah.
And I think that is the key there.
Yes, the important thing is to translate the policy into practical action.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.